Oh, you're good. It's getting there.
Hey, welcome to the Noon Whistle. Today we have a great guest in Miss Katie James. My name is Dustin Lehman.
I'm John, and how about that new intro?
Ooh, I like
Did
it.
you like it?
It was great.
Yeah. Made our verticals look good.
Well, they photoshopped yours.
Yeah. Thanks, Dustin.
Katie, thank you for joining us today.
No problem.
And
It's been a while.
how about 2 years, I heard?
Yeah,
Awesome.
Has it been 2 years?
it's been 2 years. I
How
was
can we
a
let-
newborn grant writer the last time I was on.
Yeah. How can the community grant writer go 2 years without being on the Noon Whistle?
I don't know. I love it here.
There was a failure on our side.
That's okay. I've been busy writing. That's a good problem to have.
So, speaking of writing, what would you say you do here?
I'm the community grant writer for the Elkhorn Area School District, the City of Elkhorn itself, and the Elkhorn Chamber of Commerce and their partners. So if anyone needs some help looking for additional funding, public, private foundation, I'm your girl in the City of Elkhorn.
And there's been so much benefit over the years to all those entities that you just named. And you do so much more. I mean, you do a lot of networking with downtown business and area business and relationships with the community and business owners. So yeah, I think when you say grant writer, people instantly go to like, oh, you sit in an office and you do a lot of writing and researching. But and you do all that, but so much more.
There's a lot of that. There is a perception that grant writers just sit in their basement in front of a computer and write, but it really is more about the relationships that we have with the community. And a lot of people want to know what other opportunities are out there. They have great ideas or they have a vision for our community and they want to see if there's public or private funds out there that can help. I joined the Elkhorn Economic Development Alliance right when I started the job about 4 years ago. And part of the goal there was to meet as many business owners as I could as well to find out if there's any business grants out there, which there are several. So if anyone is looking to support their business, grow their business, or develop it in a new way, I've been working with them to talk it through.
Yeah. And there's so many other ties that come with that. And just your connection with economic development kind of grows into, like you said, that connection with businesses, but also what's going on in the city with housing development and, those types of things that you get involved with just from being there.
Well, and there's a lot of things on the municipal side that are specially developed through the Department of Transportation, through the Department of Natural Resources, that is really business focused to help encourage new business into a community. And if we can utilize those resources and have the match that we're already doing anyway, then it's worthwhile to maybe attract new businesses as well.
Yeah. And your job has also taken you to a restoration or a historical restoration project, which is in the works.
The band shell has been a passion project of mine since I started the job. The community was surveyed in 2020 about what they wanted to see for the future of our band shell, which is celebrating its 100th year this year. And everyone wanted to keep it. The vast majority really appreciate that historic component of our community. It was originally constructed by Frank Holton of the Holton Factory when he was producing brass instruments in the city of Elkhorn. We still have the Getsons here and Edwards that are still continuing that legacy in Elkhorn today.
It's truly a one of a kind too. And I don't know if this puts you on the spot, but you gave a presentation. I'm going to put you on the spot anyway.
Absolutely.
You gave a presentation and I thought it was amazing, the history, and that this is a one of a kind that's left.
It's the last one of its
kind. And it was
kind.
a gem that I don't remember the name of the person that built it, but there are no more like this around.
No, the designer was a man named George Phoebe from Phoenix, Arizona. And I honestly think it is a happy accident. He was not an acoustics engineer himself. He was a home builder. And he thought, wouldn't it be amazing if we could capitalize on the acoustic properties of a wooden instrument? And so essentially what we have is, it's called a hollow body resonator. There's the outside frame of the band shell, but then there's also the wooden structure that's made of spruce and redwood.
So essentially that's the inside of a guitar.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, a cello, a violin,
Okay.
and the acoustic properties of it are just phenomenal. And there were, what we know of, a total of 5 actually constructed in the 1920s. And we have the last one standing today.
Which is even more important that we preserve this and
Mhm.
keep this gem in the city of Elkhorn.
Well, 2 years ago, the Wisconsin Historical Society saw its value too and unanimously approved it for state level recognition on the Register of Historic Places. So not only is it important to the city of Elkhorn, it's important to the entire state of Wisconsin.
Yeah, and it still gets used, but it needs some repair, it needs some updating, it needs to be kind of brought back to life. And it's still amazing. I know, you and I were at Sunset Park this past weekend for the Touch a Truck event. I was amazed how someone can be talking and standing up there, and you can be at the pool and still hear what they're saying, and they're not yelling.
It is a giant ear.
Yeah, it is.
It will amplify any sound on the stage. I have to give props to Carl Sorvik and the Recreation Department for the city. They've done a phenomenal job getting ready to celebrate the 100th year with over 50 concerts and programs at the Elkhorn Band Shell so that people can really learn more about it, appreciate it, and enjoy it. It's a free amenity in our community that I would really love to see cherished for years to come.
Yeah.
Katie, how do people find what that schedule looks like?
Oh, thanks. ElkhornBandshell.com actually is the easiest way to get all the historical information about the band shell, the restoration efforts, how they can help, and the events that are happening there.
And we should probably say that those events aren't the same time as we have wonderful concerts in the Phoenix Park in Delavan. This whole schedule does not conflict with any of those. So if you love music, if you love entertainment, this is just a whole nother day that you can have free entertainment, take your lawn chair, go sit in the park and watch and listen.
We've got the playgrounds nearby. There's the pool. You can bring your whole family. If they want to play in the playground, they can. You can sit back and relax with your spouse and enjoy a good show and then pick up the blanket and go home. I really appreciate having these cultural opportunities and amenities in Elkhorn because I think it makes us a more vibrant community overall.
Absolutely.
So elkhornbandshell.com.
Elkhornbandshell.com. Perfect.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks.
All together now?
ElkhornBandshell.com. If
All right.
anyone wants to learn more about it, they can also call me too. My contact information is on there.
Okay, great.
Katie, what are some of the things that you have done and written? So what are some of the grants you've written for the school districts to really help propel the district forward?
Well, the school district grants are tricky because there's just so many areas of need here. But I have to capitalize on where the funding isn't out there. And that is right now in technology and providing opportunities to enhance technology in our schools. So on the middle school level, I worked with Erica Card to write a Fab Lab grant. So we have a new fabrication laboratory at the middle school where they work with 3D printers and really cutting edge technology to get them ready for at the high school stage where they can work with that advanced CTE equipment. The other one that I'm really proud of is helping the culinary department at the high school. That was about 2 years ago now with Jenny Waymeyer. She was really looking for upgraded equipment so that she could give that commercial kitchen feel to her students who are getting ready for a career in tourism, culinary, restaurants, baking. The opportunities are endless there.
The thing I really love about that too is by bringing in that commercial side, now it creates opportunities for students to earn certain levels of certifications, which as a school district, those certifications then bring alternative funding back in again. So it's like the gift that keeps on giving. When we spend that money initially through this grant, we can keep bringing in the money to sustain the program.
Right.
It's pretty awesome.
And it's really attracting the maximum amount of students to a program where there's such a demand for jobs in Wisconsin. It was a very easy proposal to write because the culinary team at the high school is doing such a phenomenal job. They just needed the tools to make it happen.
And add to that career and technical education side of education, right? That's just another opportunity, like so many others that are here. And that club is pretty big now. Yeah, FCCLA is really grown.
And I love to sample all the treats that they make. Anytime they need a test judge, I am
You're
there. The efforts there are really phenomenal.
Now, you had a hand in the new, as we call it, it's a new classroom, but it's also used for esports.
That wasn't me. That was before me. And that was
take credit for it. Let's talk about it.
That was just a generous community member, Palmer Hamilton, who really wanted to see change in the building as well. And I appreciate that. There's a lot of Elkhorn Angels around that I think really want to contribute and make an effort. That's a big part of what I do is connecting the needs of those three areas with those funding opportunities. So if someone's looking for an idea, or if someone's looking for a way to give back or has an interest in how they want to contribute,
Right.
I've done probably as many donations as I've done grants, as help leveraging that between the different parties.
You see how we brought you right into that Elkhorn Angels, which is something that you've worked on too.
I
It isn't
have.
a traditional grant, but there are people that want to invest in our community and our schools.
Right. And that's really something I've been focusing on, especially the last couple of years, because so many people have great ideas, but there isn't the funding out there to make them possible. And what I like to say is that when we have discussions about opportunities, needs at the high school, needs within the city, at the rec department, it's not because it's the first time we've considered it. It's because I've exhausted all other opportunities for funding. So you really have a good way of understanding there isn't another way to fund this without local support. And that's really what I've been working on too.
Yeah. Also, maybe not as well known, or I don't know what the right word is, but you got a really big grant to help us upgrade our key system within the entire district.
Yeah, that was through the Department of Justice. That was a federal grant. And that is really an example of how I rely on a community partnership to make infrastructure improvements possible citywide, because that not only made the schools more safe during school hours, but it also made the facilities more accessible to the community as a whole. And it gives us a greater understanding of how the buildings are used and when, so that you can pivot as needed to open up the spaces and make the gyms available for when they're needed for the kids' organizations. And I really appreciate the upgraded equipment and the work of the facilities team here to make that possible.
Yeah, definitely a win-win.
Yeah.
Being able to upgrade that entry system and have some different options for opening and closing, like you said, it made the school day safer.
Yeah.
And also the buildings more accessible while being safe in the afternoon.
Yeah. The other building that got a big upgrade in the last year is the Matheson Memorial Library. That was another grant that I wrote with the state, the Department of Administration. And it was a 2-year project. We had to do a $2.2 million from design to implementation to finishing it up in the last few weeks here, because we're really hoping for a big grand opening on June 6th.
Okay, well, don't spoil it, because Dustin and I are going to go down there and do a walkthrough with Chad on the Noon Whistle of all the new spaces and wonderful things that happened because of that grant. It's beautiful.
And it was the Flexible Facilities Grant, making a space that's so beloved in the community more accessible and useful in new ways. So there's a lot of different rooms that can do different things. We made everything from the furniture to the HVAC system, got a complete replacement. And I'm so proud of that project, because it's something that is really appreciated by the community and well loved.
You should be. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Really
thanks.
nice.
It's a lot of work, wasn't it?
It was. These gray hairs here and here. This is Flexible Facility Grant right here. And
Those
here.
are scars of progress.
Oh my goodness. It's a lot of
must have
paperwork.
a lot of progress.
You've had a lot of experiences in your life.
Yes. The binders of paperwork on how to coordinate a federal grant. I learned a lot. And I also learned I never want to do it again.
There you go.
I'll stick with the writing of the grants, not administering them.
Yeah, well, we've covered a lot of things and a lot of information. And is there anything else we want to add to this? There is.
Yeah.
All right. We want to talk a little bit about the mural?
Well, let's talk about downtown.
Yeah.
I love that the EEDA has really been focusing on improvements for the facilities downtown, the facades of the buildings. We've got some amazing property owners that really wanted to give it an update and a refresh. The mural is just one example of that. Our partners with Katie Duckworth and Dean Pierce, who own someplace else, really had a vision for their property. And the Chamber of Commerce was fantastic to get other business partners engaged to really put another cultural amenity in our downtown. But South Wisconsin Streets had a complete renaissance over the last 12 months.
It is on a roll.
I am so proud of what they've been able to achieve there, and just the amount of business that's being done is really fantastic. We've done 13 grants in the last year alone.
And with your help to educate those business owners of what's available for those grants.
Yep.
And encourage them, hey, now's the time to do it. And yeah.
Yep, a little piece of help from the city of Elkhorn itself, and the sky's the limit on what they're interested in doing to really just put a fresh look on their property and get people to see it in a new way. Has been really fun to work with them on.
Yeah, and it's nice that business owners are starting to know that there is a building improvement grant out there that they can apply for if they want to make changes to their facades.
Yep, absolutely. And I'm looking at another street next and working with more property owners
You're
there
not telling?
because the word is out. No,
You're not
not
telling
yet.
what street?
Not yet. I'll let the property owners themselves
Okay.
do the great unveiling. But it really is neat to see, especially because we're seeing, especially the 1880s architecture style of buildings really just pop now. And the new colors and the things that are true and passionate to that time period and the aesthetic of the architecture, but we're seeing them in a new way. And I think it's really starting to engage our residents in a new way too.
Yeah, and keeping people looking for spaces, coming here, going, hey, I like how that looks. I like how the downtown looks. They're making improvements, keeping it up, and that's where I want to have my business.
Yeah, when people are around for the food truck festival this weekend, they should take a walk down South Wisconsin and check it out.
Yeah, yeah.
So Katie, you answered the question of what would you say you do here? Now, by the numbers,
So many things.
what would, to put in perspective, is there a number like that you try to average per year, or how much money have you actually brought in for the district and for the community?
Every time I get scared that there isn't going to be a grant posted and I'm going to not bring any money into the community that year. The last time I was here 2 years ago, I thought at 6.2 million I brought into the city of Elkhorn and the community. At that time, I thought, that's it. I can't do anymore. I don't think there's anything else out there. I just topped over $10 million. So
in how many years?
4. It'll be 4 in September. And
I
they
think
just
we're getting
keep
our money's worth.
That's impressive.
the
That's
opportunities
impressive.
just keep presenting themselves. I'm actually working on another $5 million in grants right now that I think will have a big impact on our community. So fingers crossed to make sure that I win them. I'll try my hardest.
Yeah, your skills have been so important to do so many things and kind of raise the bar. So thank you for all your hard work. And I know you're on the run a lot.
Every day I'm learning something new about the community, about conditions of roads. It's a really interesting job that I get to put my fingers into absolutely everything and learn more about how everything works. I really enjoy it.
And you do it well.
Thanks. I try.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anything else to share,
No,
John?
that's great for me.
I'm good. This was amazing. You got a lot of information out and a lot of Elkhorn things. And I guess bouncing back to the band shell, I would encourage people to get involved. Not just going to concerts, but there's other ways to get involved. There's a board that has been formed.
Yep, the city has an ad hoc committee together on how to go about the restoration in a very holistic way. But we're also looking for community members who just have a passion for the arts, who may be interested in creating next year's schedule.
Yeah.
If someone has an interest in a specific type of music or entertainment that they would like to see at the band shell, please reach out to me because that committee is forming right now. We're always looking for new.
Perfect.
And if someone has an interest or they want to talk to you, they want to pick your brain, how do they reach out to you? Where's the best way to find your contact information?
It's all on elkhornbandshell.com. My phone number, my email. Let's go to a cafe and have a chat. I can tell you all about the needs and the interests of the community, what people are looking for, how they can make things better, and we'll figure out a way to make it tax deductible. That's
awesome.
I know. That's what I do.
That is what you do. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.
A lot of information, a lot of great stuff. Get involved. People get involved. Go to concerts. Do it all.
Enjoy all that we have to offer.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
See you, everybody.